Hi, welcome back to Game Room Crafts. I'm Kelly. This is my game room. Let's play. Today is Skull Sunday. It is a collaboration brought to you by Lula at Nerd Goblin Art and Karen at the Dragon's Cave. There are tons of artists. Check them out in the playlist below. This is my skull for this month. It is, I hope you can tell what it is. It is an owl. Turn it this way. And he is clutching a skull in his talons. So we're going to be coloring him up before I pour him. It should be fairly straightforward, but there's probably going to be a lot of cleanup because I'm me. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm making the eyes of the owl green. And there are these little tendrils, curlicues, on the skull. And we're also going to make those green because I'm thinking they may be vines that got picked up when Mr. Owl grabbed Mr. Scully or something. But yeah, we're going to make them green. So I'm using the Baltic Day chrome powder in green for both the eyes and the tendrils. And I'm going to do it with my micro brush because tiny, very tiny areas we're talking about. So first the eyes, you can see they're very, very small. And yes, I know there's going to be some cleanup. There's going to be probably a lot of cleanup considering. Oh, see, I just flicked it and it went all over the place. So I'm going to follow the spiral. It's a very, very narrow spot. Almost too small for my micro brush. And I believe that's the smallest thing I have. I know my lip liner brush is bigger. Trying not to get it in the feathers, but well, I'm gonna have to clean it up anyway. Okay, and then down here, one last one, and it is tiny, tiny, very, very, very thin. Kind of using my finger to stretch it open. You can get that color down in there. It seems to be working a little bit. Although I did not want to get green on the teeth. That was not intended. And I'm trying not to get it too far into the talon. I don't know. I don't know that is going to work. Okay, so green. Close that up. Grab me a Q-tip. And anything that obviously does not have to be green is coming out. So all this extra powder that I flicked everywhere for no reason other than clumsy. Me being clumsy is just the norm here. A little bit of fuzz I did not have to deal with. I wonder though, see his eye there's like 3 different layers. I wonder if I should do the whole thing in green or just the inside layer. I think I may have to ask for an opinion. And I took off the green instead of putting it on there. That's weird. Okay, I'm going to close it up. I might come back to it later, but I think for now, we're going to call that good. The next color on our list is the Baltic Day Silver chrome powder. I don't know. I'm looking. That's a little dark for me. That's more gray than silver. So I'm actually going to put that aside and pull my Renfio metallic silver and use that instead. Yes, the Renfio metallics come with 2 silver, a gold, a bronze, and a copper. So we're going to use this brush. I'm going to get whatever's in the cover and whatever's right up at the top of my bottle. And we're going to just burnish the silver in wherever my skull is. And that's all in the center. Make sure I get the sides here because that's, his jawline, the side of his cheekbone. I make sure I get that all burnished and good because when I go in with the next color, it's going to interfere and I don't want it to do that. Okay, the skull is not very large, not a very large area to cover considering. But I did flick some silver where I don't need silver, so I'm going to take the opposite side of my Q-tip there. Let's get some alcohol. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol. And yes, I said 91. That's what I use because that's readily available to me. I'm an instant gratification type of person. I don't want to order my alcohol online and have to wait for it. So I buy it because it's here. It's near me and easier to acquire than the 99. And really get that out of the feathers. I don't want a streak of silver in my feathers. I think I'm going to try a baby white because that's a bigger area. Yep. Multitude of tools for a multitude of jobs. Sometimes one tool doesn't do what you expect it to do. Like my Q-tips and my microbrush should have been able to pick up these little stray pieces, and if not, I should have been able to rely on my baby wipe. However, it did leave little dark silver spots, and the lipstick brush seems to be picking it up. I mean, we'll see when the final product comes out if I got it all. Chances are, because it's me, no. A little down at the very, very tip, very, very bottom. I'm going to turn it around and make sure. Yeah, I don't want it interfering with my other colors. Like here, this is the tendril that needs the talon. So it needs to be black when I pour it, not silver. Coming in right to that edge, right to that tip. There we go. Okay, so we're going to leave him like that. And I believe that that is the best he's going to get. All right. Now, the next color, the rest of his feathers, we have decided we're going to go with a color shift. And we're using this. It is off-brand. I got from Temu. And it says golden blue green because we wanted it. I mean, have you ever really looked at a bird when it's flying? There is an iridescence to their wings. I'm getting all the powder that's stuck in the threads of my bottle off. Yeah, this one, the entire set came with these plugs that covers the center, except for this one. So that tells me this one was probably open or just not packed correctly in the first place. There's a nice detail on the wing that I can see. I've never cast this one before, so we'll see, yeah? I'm going to clean out the beak and the talons so that just the black resin shows through. You see me turning him this way and that. I want to make sure I get every piece from every perspective. If I pick him up and turn him after he's been colored, I don't want to see a blank spot that I missed. Definitely turning him on his side and getting his edges like that. All the way down. I think I got it. I think. Close that up good so I don't spill it. Now you'll note that I wasn't as careful that I didn't cover the tendrils or they didn't cover the eyes or the silver of the skull. And the reason is because whatever touches your mold first is what you're going to see. So the green was already down and burnished. The silver was already down and burnished. So I'm not concerned that what I just did was going to contaminate that. However, there were areas that I wanted left blank that were not left blank. So I'm going to try and get those clean. And one of them is the beak here. I wanted the beak to just be whatever black shows through when I pour the resin. To clean the beak from all directions. You see what I just did there? I went down and then to the left and then to the right. And then through the area that I went down, I came back up into the top because that's not to be golden brown. It's to be black, which it will be once we pour our resin in. I'm not super concerned if I take off something that should be there because I'll go over it again if I have to. That's good. Now down to the claws down here. Same.
One eternity later.
All right. So now what I have to do is make up my resin which I've never poured this before. It's not super deep. There is a depth to it. It's not super deep, but it is long and kind of wide. So I'm going to figure out exactly how much resin I need, and I'll be right back. Okay, here I have 2 ounces of the Bond Crafter 1-to-1 epoxy resin, and it's already been mixed. Well, it's in the process of mixing. I still have a minute left. And I'm going to add black. That's the color. It's black from Recollections. And I'm going to put a good amount because I want it to be opaque. And we're going to get that mixed up. Well, before I turn it on, I'm going to push it down into the resin so I don't get a big black cloud mixing. Alternatively, I could have dissolved it in isopropyl alcohol and mixed it in a separate cup and then put it back into the resin. Yeah, that's nice and opaque. I could not see the blue of my paddle through that, so that's what I was looking for. I'm gonna let that sit a little bit and see if anything comes rising to the top. Because if there is any unmixed resin, it will do that. And I'd rather have it happen in my cup than happen in my piece. Now, I used a resin calculator for this because the Amazon site did not give me the exact measurement of resin required for this mold. So I used the resin calculator found online. I don't know if it's right. We'll figure it out. It only gave me, you know, the shape is rectangle or circle. It gave me the shape for a rectangle. So we shall see. Okay, so I'm done with the black. Okay. And now I'm going to get this in my, it doesn't, oh wait, no, there is just a little bit of unmixed right there. And I'm going to get this in my bubble machine and we'll be right back. Okay, so that has been on its debubbler trip. And I'm just scraping on the sides and making sure I don't have anything that doesn't need to be in there. Look at that black. I like it. Okay, hopefully this is enough. Otherwise, I won't be using that resin calculator anymore. All right, here we go. I'll pour it right down the center of the skull. I'll let it find its way. Yeah, this is not enough. There's no way this is enough. So I'm going to have to make up probably another 2 ounces from the way I'm looking at it. Maybe more. So if anybody out there is using a resin calculator and you found one to be most accurate, drop it in the comments below and let me know. I'd really like to know. This is like the 3rd resin calculator that I've used, and I'm putting in the mold measurements as listed on the website where I'm getting it, whether that's Amazon or someplace else. Most of the time it's Amazon, or if I buy it from Hobby Lobby, they're written right on the back of the packaging. And yeah, I have yet to find a resin calculator that's 100%. I mean, it's close, but it's close to covering the bottom, but it's nowhere near full. That was not smart. I just wanted to cover the details. I'm going to make up another, if I can get it accurately, 2 ounces and pour it off camera because you know what it's going to look. You know how that's going to look. And I will bring you back when it's time to demold it. All right? See you soon. And we're back. He's done, but I'm going to give him a spritz to get off any color that is on my mold, because who knows? I might make him a completely different color the next time around. And I don't want this stuff. Also, look, extra resin all on the side of the mold. Get it off now because I don't want it falling into the mold, and it's going to be harder to get off once the mold is empty, especially these edges. They're very flimsy, floppy. Okay, look at that. I fuzzed it. Okay, here we go. We'll start with the tail. I sure hope we didn't get any bubbles because, you know, I couldn't spray anything in here because I had, you know, mica'd the whole thing. So, well, okay, I can see some spots where there might be color left behind. But I can see that I didn't clean the outside of my mold. Well, tape. The answer to that is tape. Okay, so that's there. Ready? Boom. Ooh, I like it. What do you think, kid?
Oh, pretty.
It looks more blue.
But it's pretty.
But it looks so blue that the green, I get that, but the green on the eyes barely shows. So and the one on the skull. But what I think I can do is take those metallic markers. So since the color changed, well, we should still stick with green, right? Because we're saying these are like vines or something, right? Let's see. Okay. Okay, come here. I'm gonna ask you to look and tell me which one you think is. It's for the eyes and the vines.
I think the last one. I feel like the other two would end up blending in with the bluishness.
The bluishness. No, I don't want the fine point. I want the brush tip. My favorite, my favorite. I don't know, kiddo.
Well, then I don't know then.
Come take a look. Maybe I should do the Sharpie creative marker. Look at that. I think this will work well on the vines.
Try the Sharpie Creative marker on the eyes.
On the eyes.
But try the vines and see.
Oh yeah, it helps on the vine. Oh, well, I just went up. You know, me and lines are not so good together. Now, when I colored my skull, I accidentally colored in the stabilizers, and they absolutely should not have been colored in. So if I ever do it again, I have to remember not to color that part in. Yeah, the green on the vine works. This green on this vine works. Although I have to clean it up a bit. Whoops, clean it up a lot. Creative marker. Ouch. Okay, let's see. That's the green. Go right over the iris. Yeah, that's better, I think. And I'm wondering, because like I said, this part did not need to be silver. So I'll color and then have the kid come look and see which side she likes better. Hey, kid. Yeah? Can I ask you your opinion on something? Kid has a cold right now, so she's not happy with me asking her to. Which side looks better? The black side or the silver side?
I like the black side. It has more contrast with the skull.
That's what I thought too. This wasn't actually supposed to be colored in. Unless you are aware of the fact that it was supposed to be, that it was silver, I don't think you would know. I'm going to come in with my Q-tip on this side that did not need to be, yeah, because the wing doesn't need to be black. It was just that base color on the bottom. Same thing with the side of the skull. Does not need to be black. The eyes should be black, right? Not silver.
Oh. Then yeah.
Yes, that's much better. Much, much better. I forgot to clean that off, didn't I? Yes, I did. There it is. All better.
Later.
Okay, so there's our owl skull cleaned up and ready to go. I would like to hang him on the wall. So what I have done is I've gotten some picture hangers. No, I'm not drilling holes because no, I'm not drilling holes. You know these. You've all seen these. Okay. I'm not going to drill a hole because first of all, this is pretty thin. But secondly, I just don't want to do it. I'm going to flip him over so that he's flat. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to simply E6000 him down. And then I will clip it and let it dry overnight. I'm going to take a little bit of E6000. Take my hanger. I'm going to put some glue on each side. And yeah, I'm covering the hole. And I'm going to place that up there where it is flat. And I was going to clip it down, but you know what? I'm not going to because it's flattening the center and I don't want to do that. And I can't put anything on the corners because that's where the glue is. So I believe if we just leave it alone until morning, he will be fine. Now I put a little bit of glue on where it didn't need to be. So I'm simply going to take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and clean it up. See how easy it is? It just balls up. Okay. And then we leave him alone. And he will be fine and ready to hang tomorrow. I will get you final pictures of him hanging on our wall. And you will see him tomorrow, just as he should be. Thank you for joining us here in the game room on Skull Sunday. Don't forget to check out the playlist below. Tons of artists, lots of Scully fun. We will be back here next month with a new skull make. In the meantime, for our channel, we will be back on Thursday with something new to play with. Come and join us Thursday, 10 a.m. In the meantime, don't forget to play. See you soon. Bye.